Welcome back. In this tutorial I want to talk about the ramp car project. Just kind of as a general disclaimer, I don't mean this to be the way that you have to do your ramp car. To me, this way makes the most sense. This is how a lot of bigger projects are done when you're working with a lot of pieces, and this is actually on the relatively small side. But for you, it's a lot bigger than what we're normal to. So I'm going to make a part, and I don't have a specific design in mind. I'm just going to make a part, and we're just going to kind of do some CAD, okay? So obviously you guys need to have all of your sketches done, approved, and everything else ready to go. But for me, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to extrude this 1/8 of an inch because we're using 1/8 inch or 3mm plywood. Then we're going to come to our material library. We're going to hit the birch wood, and that's going to make that look like that. So now that we have this done, I'm going to go ahead and save this onto my desktop, maybe. And I'm going to make a new folder called ramp car. And again, keeping all of your files organized and named intuitively are going to be very important. So intuitive means that you look at it and it just makes sense. So we're going to call this bottom. And why are we starting with the bottom? Because more pieces go on the bottom than any other part except for maybe the top. But then you've got your sides and your front and back that are going to go on here. So we're going to go ahead and start there. So we're going to throw another sketch on here, and we are going to draw in a regular 2-point rectangle, and we're going to make this 0.125 by 0.125. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this through all. And now I've got that. Now I want to do something real quick here. I want to go ahead to my parameters, and it's going to take a second to pop up. And I'm going to say add numeric, and I'm going to call this notch. And we're going to set notch to equal 0.125 here in the equation dialog box. And then we're going to go ahead and change this to equal notch. Capitalization is important here. So if you capitalize the first letter, always capitalize the first letter and make sure that it matches your user parameter. So we can see that our nominal value here is still 1/8 of an inch, which is perfect. But that's going to help us out down the road, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to hit that. Notice nothing changed. Nothing should have changed. All we did was rename some stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then we're going to do a rectangular pattern of extrusion 1 in the X direction. Now I can either pick an edge, or I can come in and select an axis. I'm just going to pick the axis, and my quantity is going to be determined. I want to set my spacing first. So let's go ahead and set my spacing to equal notch times 2. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to leave a tab here. And we can see this green line shows me that my notch is going to come in here and leave a tab of material here. So now that we've got that set up, we know that we have a 6-inch part, and how many quarters are in 6 inches? Should be 24. So if we make this 12, we don't have enough, so let's go 24. And we notice that we've got exactly enough. We'll hit OK. And this distance here, if we run our measure tool, should be 1/8 of an inch. This is why I like working in increments that are 1/8 of an inch, or your material thickness. Whole inches are better because it's just easier to do the math. So let's go ahead and take this pattern now and mirror it to the backside. So like I said earlier, we're going to grab the pattern, and we're going to mirror about the y-x plane. So the reason that I wanted this to be symmetric is because my XY planes runs right through the middle, and I'm good to go there. Now I'm going to sketch on top again, and I'm going to take a look at what I've got going on here. And so what I've got going on here is if I put a notch 1/8 of an inch in, it's going to cut this off. So if I throw my rectangle in, let's just say notch, tab, notch. Okay. Now if I make this equal to notch, it's going to put it right there, and it's going to cut this square off. This should then be equal to notch times 2. And now I've got 1/8 of an inch of material here. Finish sketch. We're fully constrained. And now I can extrude this as a cut down. Now I can pattern. My feature is extrusion 3. Direction is going to be in the Z axis. I want to flip my direction. And we're going to make this equal to notch times 2, just like we did before. And we're going to set this to equal 12. And we're going to see that I've got 2 too many. And so we can set this to 10. And now if I set this to 11, again, we're going to be left with that same result down here of this square getting cut off. So I've got a bigger gap down here. Could I equally center it? I could. If you want to do that, go right ahead. I'll show you how to do that real quick. So that quantity is wrong. We double check that. Whoop, not 110, 10. There we go. So what's the difference between here? Well, this is probably 1/4. Let's double check it. And this is 1/8. So if I want to change this, I can come to my sketch for extrusion 3, and I can say that this is equal to notch plus notch times 2. Let's do this. Notch plus left parenthesis notch times 2.5. Let's check this out. Nope. We want it to be 3/8. So notch times 1.5. This should be good. Now if we finish this, it's going to push it over. So however you want to do it, it's not going to matter to me as far as your grade. I'm not going to look at that and say, ooh, you know what, you really should have centered that up. If you want to center it up, that's one way you can do it. There's another way that you can do it. If we go ahead and let's just delete this extrusion, not the sketch, and we deleted the pattern. So now what I want to do is project geometry in this sketch. So I go to sketch 3, project my work planes, and I haven't been projecting my geometry because I really didn't need to at this point. I'm just kind of drawing some rectangles, and the corners automatically project for me. So if we were to do this, we could also come in here and we could set this distance from here to here to be equal to notch. Notice how it's all red because I've got a capital O. Notch times 0.5. And now it's centered up. And so now that we've got a cut in the middle, we can make this extrusion. I probably didn't need to delete that extrusion, but it's always a safer bet when trying to redo something. So now when I go to pattern, if I pick my extrusion, direction will be in the Z. And I want to make this a midplane, so now I've got to have an odd number. So if I make this 11 at notch times 2, we can see that now I'm left with a smaller gap here. So if you're okay with that, then that'll work out just fine. So there's 2 different ways to do it. And then we're going to go ahead and mirror this pattern about my YZ plane and hit OK. So now we've got our bottom, and we notice that we do have a different condition down here. So our sides are going to have to be our front and our back. Let's call this the back and the front. And then this is the, actually this will be the left side, right side. This will be the front and the back. So now that we've got the bottom done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this video, and I'll pick up with the sides in the next video so that we don't have a super long video and it's easier for you guys to navigate. So thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.